Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a vlog today. A small, short, little one, because I'm not planning on doing a whole lot today. I am planning on working on my story for a little bit. I'm also planning on going thrifting, and then I have to go to the gym and work, because I'm a big girl. So come with me if that is something you're interested in watching. But first, we gotta make this bed, because I just got some new bedding at TJ Maxx. I posted about it on Instagram, and I'm still obsessed. Okay, let's get into the video. First, I need to edit a video that I just filmed for my short form content, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels. So follow me on those platforms if you're not already, because I also post short form content that you might enjoy on those platforms. Eventually, I did get around to actually working on my story, which is good. And as you can see, I started at chapter 1. Somehow, we always end up here. No matter how hard I try to run from chapter 1, we're always there. I did a few minor edits. Honestly, I love doing minor edits because I feel like I'm accomplishing so much when I get to check something off of the list that I've created. And the more I check off, the sooner I am to finishing my book. Relish in the little things, my friends. The hard part about editing your story is that it's hard to know when you're done. Obviously, you get to a point where you feel like you've finished everything. But then you'll send it to readers and you'll suddenly get insecure that every single plot point you've made is immature or it doesn't make sense or it's a reach. Then the readers might go, I didn't like this and this and this. You have to battle with changing it because one person that read it said, didn't really make sense to me. And also with keeping it because in your head it does make sense. Yeah, anyway, so I have a list of things that I know for a fact I have to get done. I have this notes app called I have this note called Change. And then it's just a list of things that I've collected as I've gone through this most recent draft that I'm planning on just nitpicking. So I would say that I'm on the last draft. I'm not actually reading through the whole thing and fixing things. In my mind, I finished that last draft. Now I'm just tweaking some notes that I took. I don't know if that constitutes as a draft. Honestly, the whole idea of draft is a little bit abstract to me. Like, would a draft have to be reading it from start to finish? Or if you finish a draft and then you go back and you change 2 things, is that now an additive draft? I don't think it matters that much, to be honest. I don't think writing is about the technicalities of terminology like that. I really am coming down to the wire on this, and then I have to send it off to certain people in my life who have said they want to read it, which I'm really nervous about. And the problem is that nobody I know, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 who I'm not super close with, have said that they want to read my book, but I know that they don't read sci-fi, cyberpunk. I don't think it's the kind of story that they would gravitate towards and pick up. And so then when they're critiquing it, when I'm asking for their feedback, I'm going to have to look at their critiques through the lens of they don't really read sci-fi that much. You know what I mean? Now, on the objective technicality things, like maybe sentence structure or, hey, this is not a bad plot point, but it would make more sense in this portion, those totally fine. But as far as like world building and stuff, I don't know. It's just going to be a shot in the dark a little bit. I did send my book to beta readers like 2 years ago. And back then I thought it was nearly finished. So be patient if you're writing a book, I will tell you that. Do not rush the editing stage. And most of the beta readers said they liked it. Obviously, I've changed quite a bit since then. Not that much, but I would say it's about 40% better than it was when I sent it to those beta readers. And the beta readers liked it. So maybe I'll just put out a forum or like a application for volunteers who would like to beta read my book for free. I had beta readers do that last time. I've done beta reading for free. You just volunteer, fill out a form. I have, however, gotten a literal death threat for asking for volunteer beta readers, because apparently you're not allowed to ask people to read your book for free. Apparently that's wrong, but I don't think so. If somebody's gonna volunteer to read your book for free, what's the problem? Anyway, that is that. I really want to be published, if not by 2026, then within 2026 at some point, preferably the beginning of the year, like first 6 months, just because I want to have this under my belt and I want to have the book in order to market it, because I am planning the self-publishing route. I have queried before, very briefly, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the querying process. I know, sue me, nobody enjoys it. It's supposed to be a struggle. But I really like the idea of just being hands-on with my own work within every single stage of the process. Originally, this book that I started writing was written for the purpose of saying I could do it. I remember vividly when I first started writing this book, the conception came to me at night one night. I was listening to like the Suicide Squad soundtrack. I just had this idea, like I was daydreaming like I normally do. And then 3 days later, I was sitting down to write the first chapter. And when I sat down and I wrote the first chapter, and then I ended up writing the first 10 chapters, the first 20,000, 30,000 words within 2 weeks, I kept telling myself, even if this never gets published, I don't care, because I just want to write a completed story. That was my goal. And up until 3/4 of the way through the book, I really didn't think it would be published. I wasn't planning on publishing it. It was literally just an exercise in writing for me. It was for my own accomplishment. It was to say, you know what? I can do it. This thing that I never thought I could do, I can do it. And then at some point I was like, oh, maybe I could publish it. And then I learned about publishing, and I thought the only way to publish was traditional. I thought if you self-published, nobody would read your book. And while that's possibly still true, I don't hold as much weight in traditional publishing, purely for the fact that a lot of traditionally published books nowadays are literal booty hole, probably AI written, because they're so poorly written. And so that definitely boosts my confidence. If a book, I'm not gonna name any names, but if a book like that can be published and go mainstream, like mega viral, and get super big book deals with multi-books in the series, I can write something better than that. And it might not be as big, it might not be as popular, and that's okay. Because at least with this book, I wrote it for me, and I'm sharing it with you. I didn't write it for you, which I guess might not be the right mindset to have. And with future books and stories that I write, that might be different. But right now, with this book, with its conception, with the foundation it was built upon, I didn't write it for anybody else. I don't need the traditional publishing route, because I didn't write it for that 6-figure book deal. I wrote it to say that I could, and I did. So I'm going to get it published by any means necessary. And if I get even one book sale off of it from a complete stranger, and they leave a good review saying they loved it, that is enough for me. Now, would I like a lot of money from the book? Sure. But I understand that that's not a realistic expectation, and it's not my reasoning for doing this. It's not my goal. It would just be a nice little side effect. Yeah, keep in mind that if you are writing a book, you're gonna have to shift your expectations with the editing process and with the publishing process, because life can be unpredictable.
Whoa, talk about a crazy transition. I kind of wish I had gotten this shirt, actually. I didn't get it because it didn't fit right.
That literally looks like a painter's smock. And this one makes me angry because I've been looking for a striped shirt, but it fits really weird. What is this? I also tried these two plain white shirts on, but neither of them fit very well. I wanted to get these jeans because I've been looking for those long, baggy shorts. These are not baggy enough. Then I was like, wait, are they kind of cute? And I was like, no, they're not. You're delusional. Every single one of those was a bust, but that's okay, because I actually came to look at the homewares and the kitchen stuff, not the clothes. So honestly, this was intervention. Unfortunately, I did not find what I was looking for at the thrift store. I did buy 2 books. And if you guys don't like buying books secondhand, that's fair. I understand. I do. I'm sorry. I'm uncomfortable filming in public. And although I'm sitting in my car, there's a guy in the car next to me. And I come to the gym all the time. Everyone knows who I am. That is all I'm going to vlog for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was simple, it was small, it wasn't much, but that's pretty much what my day consists of. Then I go to the gym, then I go to work, then I come home and I eat dinner, and I literally do nothing. That's a lie. Sometimes I write, sometimes I listen to music or play video games, but it's like nothing interesting, you know what I mean? So anyway, thank you for sticking around and watching. Make sure you check out my other platforms. I will have my link tree linked in the description. Bye.